Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a look at the Goodra in the Open Great League. We're going to have some test battles here today, as the Great League is going to be available later on today in 10 hours from publishing this video. So yeah, Great League going to be back, which is going to be good for most people, as last week and actually the last 2 weeks were kind of draining, I would say. Let me know in the comment section how you found like the last 2 weeks, because at least for me, I felt like they were not really a lot of fun to play. But Great League and also those test battles that I did so far kind of bring me back a little bit of joy into Go Battle League, because I don't know, like it's a lot of fun currently in the meta. I feel like you can play a lot of different kind of Pokemon. You're not really stuck to like certain Pokemon, which I feel like you have a lot of times in the Ultra League and Master League. And also you don't have a limited meta that is completely dominated by Vigoroth and Charjabug. So anyway, we're going to have a very solid team here for the Open Great League. We're going to have a team here built around the Thunder Punch variant of the Goodra, which is going to be basically the only new Pokemon that got released throughout the last time Great League was available until now. And so, yeah. We're going to take a look at this Pokemon here today. We're going to have this one as a Sayswap, by the way, for this team. Not Sableye Sayswap. Well, Sableye is usually the Sayswap for 99% of the teams. Today, it is not being the case here. But look at this. We're going to be able to go for the full farm against the Feraligatr. And with this, we can win this first battle. So, basically, we're going to have a lead that's going to have the Electric-type coverage, which is going to be great against any kind of Flying-type Pokemon that's not named Gligar. And we're going to have a Sayswap, basically, that's going to have still that coverage. If you know my teams, I usually like to have at least like one time the same coverage on my Sayswap compared to the Pokemon that I have in the lead. Here, Zap Cannon, and here we're going to have the Thunder Punch, so 2 times Electric-type coverage, because most of the time, if you swap out your lead, you're gonna get out the hardest answer, or like the Pokemon that your lead would have hard-walled the most. But in this case, we were able to just get rid of the opponent's Magnezone. Let's see what they're going to have in the back. It's going to be that Gligar, which is actually kind of fine for us. We can go for an Awkward Tail most likely, but I decided to actually use a shield here. Why do I do this? Because I can put them into range for just one foul play by over farming that much. I can still go for the CMP tie here, which you're easily going to be able to win in the Goodra, and we will see that the opponent is going to have in the back Vigoroth. We don't have any like neutral moves on our own dragon type Pokemon, but at least we have the super effective fast move. But we can still swap out into our Registeel here, and Registeel has the option to go for the hopefully debuffing Zap Cannon. It does get the debuff, and this is quite huge, because like this, the opponent is going to be forced to go for 2 Shadow Balls for sure against my Sableye, but also they're still forced to go for a charge move here against me. But they decided to use a shield. We can go for actually the full farm down and win this battle. Next opponent, this game was an interesting one, let me tell you this. We're going to see here a very bad lead for us. It's going to be one of the hardest walls for our team in general, but there's actually, like, you can win this matchup as a Registeel in I think the 0-on-1s, so that is kinda a decent one. So as you can see here, we're gonna be able to see the opponent going for another charge when we got the debuff onto the opponent's attack, and so we can now go for that focus burst to try to knock them out. And we can actually do this, which is quite nice, because now our Goodra does not have that answer anymore in the back. We'll see the Sableye coming in. Sableye is going to definitely not appreciate that Awkward Tail. Awkward Tail is going to be able to connect now and get the shield from the opponent. But I was honestly still doing some stuff for this video in the background, and so I was not really paying too much attention to all of it. Here, this was not really what I mean with it. Like, I would have not been able to, like, they called this move no matter what. Like, I would have not been able to really mitigate this. But what I mean with this is I completely forgot what they had in the back still. Like, I had no idea at this point anymore. I was hoping I would still get to a move here with my Registeel, which is not the case either. Like, even if I would have used the shield, I would have not been able to do so. But I completely forgot what they had in the back. I completely forgot the HP of the opponent in the back. And at this point, I can go for the full farm down, which is usually kind of nice, but I wanted to go for another fast move to see what they have there. They have a Sableye with a foul play loaded. I don't think I actually would have knocked them out with my foul play. I think it barely doesn't do enough damage, so I think almost I still would have lost, but I would not know because I didn't go for my charge move. Anyway, we're going to encounter now the Registeel here, which is going to be, an interesting Pokemon in the lead, because we have our own Registeel. We see already we lose CMP tie, And I also see that I have the wrong IVs on the right side. I think I'm just going to leave them at this point, I don't know. But yeah, the IVs are actually a little bit different because I used the wrong Registeel. I have a better Registeel, but this is actually an 8, 13, 15 Registeel for the people that actually are wondering. I don't know if I'm going to change it because like who really cares about the IVs too much. But I have actually a better one which I forgot to use because the CP are lower. And so that's an issue of mine, but it is what it is. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move here against the Gligar. That CMP tie is quite huge because like this, we can let the move go through, we can go back into our Goodra, farm them down, align ourselves correctly because we don't want to have the opponent's Gligar against our Registeel. Because if the Registeel is going to go up against Gligar, it does not really have a great time. Dig is still coming through, which is a little bit annoying. I thought that might be just the other move of what's called like the aerial ace, but they're going to have their own Goodra, so they basically have a similar team to ours. We are definitely running a very similar team here for sure, but we can go for that focus blast, and because they're forced to swap out now, I get that free fast move in, and this free fast move on my Registeel is quite important because like this, I will be able to outspeed them. We saw that we lost the CMP tie before, but like this, I don't have to care about the CMP tie as I will be able to just knock them out and win this battle. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have a Registeel against a Vigoroth. Not really an ideal matchup for us at all, but luckily, thanks to the recent change of the moveset of Vigoroth, Rock Slide is going to be resisted, the Body Slam is going to be resisted, Bulldoze would have been super effective. So basically, this is like the one change that kind of helped us here, I guess, because back in the day, it would be even a worse matchup for us. It is still a bad matchup, especially in the 2-shield scenario. And what you're going to see here as well is that we're going to be forced to swap out after this charge move because they would have been able to counter me down. Otherwise, I kind of still want to keep my Pokemon around. And they're going to have a Runa Regas here, which is not really ideal for us. Because I would have rather went to my Sableye, having super effective fast move coverage as well would have been cool. And here at least we still have the Awkward Tail, which is going to do quite a lot of damage here as well. We can go for a shield. It's going to be a Phantom, great bait by the opponent. But let's see what is coming in next. It is going to be the opponent's final Pokemon. Let's see. It is. It's going to be the Feraligatr, and I think they had some lag there, which is kind of unfortunate by them. But I can still go for the Thunder Punch, would be super effective here, which is kind of nice. And we see that I can go for another one, which they can catch on the Vigoroth, which I'm totally okay with. Because I still think I'm going to be fine here. I'm swapping into my Sableye. This Thunder Punch kind of should put them into range, where I can just go for the foul play and knock them out. But Rock Slide coming through, going to connect, going to do some decent damage. And yeah, we're going to still be able to reach that foul play, and it's not going to be enough, and this is going to be a little bit awkward, and I'm forced to let this move go through, and it is going to be that Body Slam, which is quite nice, because like this, we can even get some extra energy, we can go for the foul play, knock them out, win the battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Also, if you enjoyed this type of video, feel free to leave a like and let me know in the comment section what team are you planning to run for the Open Great League. Why is that so? Because maybe I actually want to go ahead and take a look at the comment section, try to pick some teams and maybe go for some viewer teams in terms of what I can test or whatever. This might be something I might do even moving forward as well. So let me know in the comment section what team do you want to run or what team do you want me to run. And I might take some of your ideas and give you a shout out in a video then as well. So feel free to do that. And also, of course, if you scroll down already, feel free to leave a like. Smash that like button, would be nice. And we can see here the Thunderbolt are not knocking us out. We can go for the full farm down. But in comes the Gligar, in comes also an Awkward Tail, which very likely is gonna get shielded by the opponent. I was thinking here of using a shield, but then I was like, they're gonna farm me all the way down, they get too much energy. I would be able to get another shield from the opponent, but is it really worth it? Maybe it would have been worth it. Honestly, maybe. I don't know. But we're going to be able to still go ahead and go for that foul play against the opponent. We're going to be able to get that shield from them, as we will get also the dig against us. We can use a shield on that. We try to go for an over farm. Never mind, the opponent got swap out into the Feraligatr. And now we can go for an over farm. Cool thing for Sableye. It's a 6-6-5 turn duration for foul play. So, as you can see there, I just went for 5 fast moves, and that was already enough to basically, get me to another foul play. And why is it so important? We're gonna see it now. Against Gligar, we win the CMP tie. We just have to get rid of this Feraligatr, which we can, with a 1 HP on the Registeel. And so there's nothing they can do, especially if they go for an aerial ace against, Registeel here, which is going to steal the deal anyway, because now they're out of energy. I guess they tried to predict me stopping out, which I could not even do at this point. But anyway, that's going to be it for this game. Let's move on to the next opponent. Also, thanks all for sending me those battles, I really appreciate it. As you're gonna see, a fun Pokemon here in Dunsparce. Dunsparce is a Pokemon that kinda did not really see too much love recently, but maybe we can see some love for this Pokemon now. We're gonna see the Focus Blast coming through here. This is going to be able to hopefully do some nice damage. Never mind, it's gonna get shielded. And so in camps, the next drill run, we can take 2 drill runs, which makes this matchup quite decent for the Registeel, but they decide to most likely swap out soon as well. Into the Pelosand, I was not too sure about the typing first, but I was able to swap out now into my Sableye. Sableye can take a Scorching Sand, so I didn't really see the point of using a shield here. I can overfarm by quite a bit as well, and even against the Dunsparce, a foul play does around like half of the HP of the opponent, so I'm not too worried right now. I can overfarm by a little bit as well. Going for the foul play here, going to allow us to do quite a nice chunk of their health and also put them kinda into range, where even Dragon Breath is going to be enough to farm them down. And that's exactly what we're gonna go for. We decide to go into our Goodra now, keep the shield advantage, which we're going to lose most likely straight away now, as I want to have the energy advantage. Energy advantage is quite nice. We still should have a charge move stored on our Registeel as well. But let's find out what they're gonna do here. They decide to go for another drill run and swap out now into a Frostless. Fun fact, I actually got a really good Shadow Frostless today, so I am most likely going to take a look at this Pokemon as soon as we're going to have another Rocket event, which we hopefully have after the Go Fest or something, because I don't really have time right now, so it would be kind of cool if I can actually play this event a little bit more. But Zapcan is going to knock them out. In comes the Dunsparce, and we will see here as well that we can still reach that Focus Blast, and this is going to be a goodbye to this one. We can go to the second to last battle of today. Honestly, based on the name, I already knew what I was facing. Alakazam here. It is kind of unfortunate because I also kind of mostly misplay a little bit, but we're gonna see here a horrible Lead Force, a horrible Say-Sub Force, and yeah, I basically beat all of the meta teams so far. Like one, I don't think I would have been able to knock out the opponent's Sableye with my Sableye. My Sableye was just, I think, barely in range where they would have knocked me out with it. So I most likely would have not lost that. Like I would have most likely lost this game anyway. It would have been very close though. But against all the meta teams, I was able to really easily win it. But here, against this one, we have, of course, a hard counter matchup the entire way through. They're going to be a Tapu Fini in the back, which I like, kinda. Like, honestly, I kinda like having Tapu Fini as a safe swap for another Fairy type in the back, because Tapu Fini has just, like, such unique matchups. And one of them is going to be against Sableye. Honestly, kind of curious where they go for the Surf here. I feel like for them, if they went for Nature's Madness, they would have even made this matchup way easier for themselves, because they can just farm me all the way down. But yeah, foul play coming through, totally fine. We can get another foul play through. Sadly, it's not going to be enough to knock them out, but it's still going to get them kinda low, and we have to get them low enough that we can lock on them down with our Registeel. But sadly, as the opponent got the full farm down done here, they should have 2 serves at this point. And Tapu Fini, I wonder if they had like some breakpoint there, because I did not expect that this matchup would go so poorly for the Sableye. It's going to be able to get so much there, and also the Alakazam is actually going to be able to win this battle. And congrats to the opponent. Yes, kinda hard wall, but still cool to see someone winning with an Alakazam. Final battle, which was actually the first battle that I did with this team, which is kind of hilarious. Again, like the battles here for any kind of video are always randomized, they're not in order. But yeah, here we're gonna see a great lead and a great Say-Swap force as well, especially the Say-Swap. Getting out that Zoom roll is quite important for the backline that we have. I think if the opponent would have known what I had in the back, they would have definitely played this a little bit differently. They have still the Hydro Pump, which is kind of fine. We can go for a Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon is going to be able to do quite some nice damage, but actually gonna get the shield. It doesn't get another debuff, but I could decide if I want to use a shield here now as well, or if I want to go ahead and go into my Sableye and farm them down. I decided to use a shield. I can overfarm to 100 energy, go for the Focus Blast, which guarantees a knockout against the opponent. And also, we should be able to still reach another Focus Blast against the opponent's Lickitung. But what we see here is going to be the Typhlosion in the back, which is going to be a tough one to deal with. But as the opponent swaps into the Lickitung, I actually going to be able to overfarm by quite a bit, maybe getting a shield from the opponent expecting a Dracomedia. But they decide to use a shield here on an Awkward Tail, which is just lovely. We are close to a charge move with our Registeel, and so I might try to go for that Focus Blast against them. But honestly, I get them already so low that I could even argue of going into my other Pokemon, into my Sableye. Let's see, I decided to go straight into my Registeel, trying to take a move here. I'm going to let the move go through, and because if I survive this one, which I actually do, and they are going to be up against the Typhlosion later on, I actually would be able to still reach a charge move there, as Typhlosion takes, I think, 4 turns to get some damage onto me with the fast move. But as you can see here, I can go for a return, which is overkill. I think a foul play would have been enough, but I kind of did not want to risk it. This is going to be easily enough here. They cannot reach another move other than maybe a body slam, and so we can win this final battle. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.